WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Cash Matlock. An afternoon crash in Calhoun County leaves one person dead and two others injured. Sergeant Derek Beckham with the Mississippi Highway Patrol says the crash happened on MS 8 around 6 p.m. on July 4th. MHP says 23-year-old Christopher Pittman of Greenville was driving a maroon 2001 Ford Expedition eastbound when he ran off the left side of the road and overturned. Pittman suffered moderate injuries and was transported to the local hospital in Calhoun City. There were three other passengers. 25-year-old Martin D. Foote of Woodland also suffered moderate injuries and was transported to Tupelo Hospital. 18-year-old Tim Travis McComb of Eupora was not injured. And 20-year-old Courtney D. Birchfield of Houston, Mississippi was pronounced dead at the scene of the accident. The accident is still under investigation by MHP. Well, the search continues tonight for an escapee from the Mississippi State Penitentiary at Parchman. Now, the Mississippi Department of Corrections says 40-year-old Arthur Lestrick was confirmed missing early this morning from Unit 28, a work camp. Lestrick is serving life for capital murder in Copiah County. He was sentenced November 18th of 2009. Lestrick is a black male with brown eyes and black hair, weighing 140 pounds at 5 feet 5 inches tall. Anyone with information about Lestrick's whereabouts should contact the Mississippi Department of Corrections at 662-745-6611. A Columbus police officer suffers minor injuries during a shoplifting arrest Saturday afternoon. The incident happened at Walmart on Highway 45. Specific injuries and the identity of the officer will not be released per Columbus Police Chief Fred Shelton. The injuries are non-life-threatening, and the officer was medically treated and released later the same evening. The officer did not return to work that day. The suspect that caused the injuries was taken into custody and charged with possession of marijuana, shoplifting, and resisting arrest. Shelton says the injuries were caused when the suspect tried to get away from the officer during the arrest. Take a look at this video. Earlier today, portions of Amory were underwater after heavy rainfall. Amory police had the underpass on Highway 278 closed due to water on the road. Meteorologists say the town received about 3 inches of rain total.
Yeah, Cash, that's exactly right. As a matter of fact, Monroe County was one of the harder hit spots with the heavy rainfall today. Aberdeen estimated to get about 2 inches, and as you just mentioned, Amory came in close to 3. We also had some heavier pockets of showers down through Winston County, south of 82. The official total here in Columbus was just a trace because the Air Force Base kind of dodged most of the rainfall activity. Here's a live view of what is going on. Generally lighter showers here in the Golden Triangle. We are tracking some heavier pockets of rain coming through Itawamba and Prentiss counties. That all moving off to the north and west and will eventually dissipate here over the next couple of hours. Generally, though, keep the umbrella handy. The rain chances stick around for the next 7 days. All bets are off. You could see a shower or a storm any day here in the next 7. I've got more details on timing in my full first alert forecast in just a bit. Cash.
All right, thanks, Trevor. The Mississippi Department of Health reports 226 new cases of COVID-19 with 5 new deaths. The total number of cases for Mississippi since March 11th is now more than 30,000, with more than 1,100 total deaths. More than 19,000 people are presumed to have recovered from the virus. The coronavirus hotline is the best way to get your questions about COVID-19 answered. You can call 877-978-6453 any day of the week from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And national news, President Trump took to the podium on the South Lawn of the White House Saturday, delivering his second speech this weekend, claiming great progress in the fight against COVID-19. Nicole Killian has the latest.
President Trump wrapped up the holiday weekend at his Virginia golf course. After back-to-back Independence Day celebrations at Mount Rushmore and the White House.
We are one America, and we put America first.
Speaking before a mostly maskless crowd, the president highlighted his administration's efforts to combat the coronavirus.
We have tested almost 40 million people. By so doing, we show cases, 99% of which are totally harmless.
The commissioner of the Food and Drug Administration pressed on the numbers.
Is the president wrong?
So I'm not going to get into who's right and who's wrong.
So you won't say whether 99% of coronavirus cases are, quote, completely harmless is true or false?
What I'll say is that we have data in the White House Task Force. Those data show us that this is a serious problem. People need to take it seriously.
The president's claim comes as state and local officials sounded the alarm about surging cases.
We cannot afford to go through hell again. We need a national strategy.
If we don't get our hands around this virus quickly, in about 2 weeks, our hospital system could be in serious trouble.
Even some of Mr. Trump's Republican allies raised concern about his 4th of July event, where some attendees opted not to follow social distancing guidelines.
They should have been face coverings. They should have followed guidelines there. I know that it's a controlled environment.
The president is planning more large events. The Trump campaign announced the president will headline a rally in New Hampshire next weekend. Campaign officials say there will be ample hand sanitizer and masks will be handed out that participants are strongly encouraged to wear. Nicole Killian, CBS News, the White House.
Healthcare professionals and doctors have warned us that there's going to be a spike in coronavirus cases after the 4th of July and a few weeks after that as well. If you think you have possibly been exposed to the virus, Dustin Gentry, a doctor at Winston Medical Center, says the best thing you can do is to wash your hands extremely well for the next couple of weeks and go overboard with other precautions as well.
Make sure that there's never a moment where you're not wearing a mask around other people. You should also measure your symptoms or at least consider your symptoms on a daily basis. If you've got cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, fatigue, body aches, all those things, especially even loss of smell or loss of taste that is abrupt.
Gentry says that by following these measures, hopefully the rise in cases won't be as large as expected. Earlier this month, many businesses were allowed to open back up, including pools and water parks. But with pools being exposed to many people daily, there are concerns that it might not be sanitary. According to the CDC, proper operation and maintenance, including disinfecting with chlorine and bromine, should inactivate the virus in the water. Owner of Slip and Dip, Reed Carter, says that they constantly monitor chlorine levels to ensure every customer is safe.
Research has shown it's killed, COVID-19. Research has also shown that COVID-19 can't be spread through swim pools or hot tubs. You have to maintain properly with the proper level of chlorine. If you got a good clear swimming pool and your chlorine levels are anywhere between 1 to 3 million parts per million, it's good and clear. Good, nice, clean water.
Carter says they shock the pool every night and wipe down chairs and lounge chairs multiple times a day. People all over the country are holding peaceful protests and rallies to stand against police brutality, racial injustice, and inequality. And yesterday, family, friends, and the community of Gordo gathered together to remember Wallace Wilder, who was shot and killed last August after officers went to visit him for a mental evaluation. Wilder's niece, Renata Harris, wants everyone to remember the kind of man that Wilder was.
He was a person. He was loved. He had family that loved him. He wasn't just a crazy man that lived next door. He was a human being. Today we mourn his death. We miss his presence. He have children. He have grandkids. He have sisters and brothers, nieces and nephews that miss him, that still to this day love him.
This isn't anything that we need to be quiet about. Regardless to the color of your skin, your race, your religion, wrong is wrong. And it's time for everybody to voice their opinions, to voice their concerns, and begin to speak out on these things.
The Attorney General's office says it's waiting on a complete file from the State Bureau of Investigation before it decides if the findings will go to a grand jury. Residents of Columbus also came together Saturday to march through the streets of downtown as a sign of unity. The march started at Columbus Light and Water. They stopped by the courthouse where more people were calling for the Confederate monument to be taken down. The march ended at Sims Scott Park. During the march, the message was clear.
We're just out here to bring awareness to the injustice that goes around in these cities and towns. And our main focus is to let people know that we're out here and that we care. So we're just out to make sure that we can get out here and bring awareness to this and for us to come together. No matter what your background is, it's just the main goal is coming together. And that's what we're here for today.
Saturday's march started at 10 a.m. and wrapped up around 11 a.m. Well, coming up next, Trevor schools us with a brand new Weather Wise segment. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us.
Watching WCBI News at 10 p.m. with Cash Matlock.
Welcome back, everyone. A 20% chance of rain, a 70% chance of a thunderstorm. These are numbers and phrases that you heard used commonly in a weather forecast. But what do they mean? Meteorologist Trevor Birch has your answer in this week's Weather Wise. Take a look.
Conveying a chance of rain can be a challenge for a meteorologist. After all, we cover a large area, and not everyone will always see the same weather. One of the easiest ways to do this, though, is by using a probability of precipitation, or a POP value for short. This is when we refer to a 20%, a 30%, or a 50% chance of rain. Now, these percentages and their meanings can vary from meteorologist to meteorologist, but the most commonly accepted explanation is that this percentage represents the odds of you seeing rain at some point during the day. If showers or storms are going to be spaced far apart, or we're not completely confident in everyone seeing rainfall with the radar looking something like this, we're going to use a lower value like 20 or 30%. But the more confident in the forecast that we are that everybody is going to see rain and the radar looks something like this with rain everywhere, we're going to bump that value up to 60 or 70%. Now, in some cases, it may be easier to understand a short phrase rather than a percentage value. In some cases, we may refer to a 20 or 30% chance as an isolated or scattered chance for rain, while higher rain chances would be referred to as widespread or numerous. Either way, we'll always do our best to convey the forecast as accurately and simply as possible for you at home. Now remember, if you have a weather question, feel free to let us know. You can find us at our email address, Facebook, or Twitter. For now, I'm meteorologist Trevor Birch.
Weather-Wise is brought to you by Fort County Electric Power Association. Your WCBI First Alert Accuweather forecast with meteorologist Trevor Birch.
Well, it is summertime in the South, and that means three things: heat, humidity, and storms. And we had all of the above out there today. Take a look at these storms clouds from Mathiston. Send it to us on Twitter. The darkening skies there as the storms move through. And as we mentioned to you earlier in the newscast, some localized flash flooding in portions of Monroe County. This is there in Amory, and you can see just off the side of the roadway in the shoulder, looks like some pretty deep water there. So remember, if you come across a roadway like this that has water on it, remember to turn around. Don't drown. Let me take you outside right now. We'll show you what's going on here in downtown Columbus. We had a little bit of a shower earlier, just about an hour ago. That looks like it has exited the area, leaving us mostly cloudy. Temperatures down to 72 degrees at the Air Force Base with just a light wind. Here's the radar right now. Very light showers continuing down through Winston County, southern Choctaw County. Some heavier pockets of rainfall, though, in Fulton, Itawamba County, and now through Tupelo, but most of us have dried out, and that trend is going to continue here overnight tonight. Now, the reason we've had the on and on storm chances is this stationary front basically positioned right on top of us. We've also had this low pressure system back out to the west in Texas, and that's helping to bring up some of that Gulf moisture. So this is taking a look at the water vapor where you see this white and green. That is the area of a very moist air mass, and that's what allows those storms to pop up. So as long as that front is here, and as long as that low pressure system is nearby, we're going to keep chances in for showers and storms, and that's going to continue here for the next several days. It's kind of a typical summertime pattern, though, with daily chances for showers and storms. Heat and humidity sticks around, though. And kind of like we saw today, can't completely rule out some localized flash flooding. If you get caught under one of those gully washers like Amory did earlier today, could easily see some areas of ponding on the roadways. 72 tonight. If you're dry right now, I think you're dry for the rest of the night. The showers that are there now will continue to dissipate. Otherwise, mostly cloudy and mild. The muggy air continuing to stick around. Waking up tomorrow, we're going to wake up again muggy and mild. 80 degrees by 9 a.m. with a mix of sunshine and clouds. I think the morning hours are dry, at least until about lunchtime, noon, 1 o'clock. That's when we're going to talk about the chances for some pop-up showers and storms. The high I'm going for close to 90, 88, but depending on if you get caught under one of those rain showers, you might get stuck in the low 80s to upper 70s. By the evening, though, I think the storms start to exit the area. Can't completely rule out a shower or storm past about 8 o'clock. But just like tonight, most of us will be dry. after the sun sets. Here's Futurecast for you tonight. Clouds stick around. Again, a very isolated shower continuing here for the next couple of hours or so. Waking up tomorrow dry and partly cloudy. By the afternoon, though, there you see the chances for some pop-up showers and storms. Kind of like today, not everybody going to see rain, but you could easily get caught under one of those quick downpours. And as I mentioned, that continues on through about sunset before the storms start to fizzle and fade out. Really, though, this trend continues here for the next several days. I'll show you that on the Accuweather 7-day forecast. 40% chance of rain for tomorrow. But take a look at Tuesday and Wednesday. Better rain chances start to creep back in here. Highs close to 90 through the rest of the week. Pop-up showers and storms remain possible even into the weekend. Highs close to 90, overnight lows in the low 70s.
Coming up next, we check in with the Birch Trojans. The next stop on the high school football tour is after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back, everyone. Next up on the high school football tour is the Birch Trojans. Coming off back-to-back 4-8 seasons, the Trojans are now led by new head coach Jamal Jackson. Jackson and the Trojans are eager to hit the field and make some noise this season. Birch is stop number 14 on the tour.
WCBI Sports 2020 High School Football Tour is brought to you by Itawamba Community College, Cannon Ford of Starkville, Monroe County Farm Bureau, Max South Broadband, and the Bank of Vernon.
A new era is underway in Birch as they enter the 2020 season led by former Trojan Jamal Jackson. Jackson has served as a defensive backs coach and co-defensive coordinator at Pontotoc since 2015. Prior to that, spent 9 seasons coaching at Coffeyville. Now, Jackson is excited to be the head coach of his alma mater.
20 years after I graduated, come home, it's a great feeling, man. I really, if I can explain it to you, I would, but it's a feeling that builds up inside of you that you just can't explain, man. I'm glad to be here. I'm proud to be a Trojan.
He's willing to come back and try to bring the tradition back and the legacy that we kind of been missing here lately.
He wanted a coach to actually believe in us. He got that pride in him, a Birch Trojan pride, and I really love that about him. Most coaches don't have that about their hometown or their own team, and it's kind of sad to say, but then again, this is a real coach. He the real deal.
Jackson's background with Birch has helped the team buy into the culture the new staff is establishing.
At first, I didn't know how they was going to take me and accept, but they've been very accepting and welcoming. And they work hard. They just hard workers, man.
We used to have people that don't show up, but now we got everybody kind of coming together, everybody holding each other accountable. So we stepping up as a whole team and not just by ourselves individually.
With hard work and dedication, Jackson and the rest of the Trojans are confident the wins will follow.
The winning part will come. We got good athletes. If they do what they need to do, we'll make more noise than people expect us to.
They pushing us to work hard. We trying to give it everything we got. We coming together better as a team. We just putting in work. We got to keep grinding. Even if stuff try to stop it, we're going to keep working.
The Trojans kick off the season on the road against Nettleton August 21st. Reporting in Birch, Chris Bolton, WCBI Sports.
WCBI Sports 2020 High School Football Tour with Birch High School is brought to you by Calhoun Banking Center.
An easy way to cool off this summer is coming up next. A brand new Mom to Mom. Stay with us. It's summertime, and that means you probably have plans to spend a lot of time outdoors with your family. Today on Mom to Mom, we've got tips that are sure to sweeten that experience. Take a look.
Easy and delicious treat with your kids this summer. Today we're going to make Kool-Aid Sherbert. When it's hot outside, there's nothing better than an ice cold treat like this to cool you down, and my kids absolutely love it. It's so simple, so easy, and only 3 ingredients. All right, so first you're going to need a pack of Kool-Aid, any flavor, it doesn't matter. Then you're going to need 1 cup of sugar and then 3 cups of milk. You're going to get a large bowl, whisk all 3 ingredients until the sugar and Kool-Aid mix is dissolved. Pour into a shallow dish, cover, then place in the freezer for about 2 hours or mostly until set. So after 2 hours, you want to pull it back out. It's going to look a lot like a slushie. You can use a whisk or you can use a mixer just to kind of mix it up and break it up and kind of stir it really good. Then put it back in the refrigerator until it's 100% set. This is such a wonderful summer treat. My kids absolutely love it. It's so easy, even they can make it. They personally love the blue raspberry just because it reminds them of blue slushies at the store, but they absolutely love it. Any flavor, you can't go wrong. If you're looking for something fun and different, a nice little summer treat, definitely give Kool-Aid Sherbert a try. And as always, moms, we'd love to hear those wonderful ideas that you give your kids. You can post it to our Facebook page, and we'll see you on the next Mom to Mom.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, Trevor's going to have a final look at weather.
More pop-up showers and storms possible for your Monday. Better rain chances Tuesday and Wednesday, and really for the rest of the week. Highs near 90, overnight lows near 70. Just keep that umbrella handy.
Thanks, Trevor. Thank you guys for watching. And from all of us here at WCBI News, good night.